What's going on, guys? Yet another video on the EK. I have ordered parts, and I just keep getting wrong things, or I can't get them. So today we actually picked something up special just the other day from another local guy here. He needed to make some money to finish his build, and I wanted some seats. So we will be installing my new Bride seats in the EK today. Let me show you what these guys look like. To the EK. I really feel like it's what's going to set off the interior next to that shifter. So let's get into putting these things in the damn car. Like, I'm so excited to put my butt in one of these and see how well it hugs me and see how it fits and see how it looks. I'm just so excited. These little tiny interior details are what really makes a difference in a build, and I'm just super stoked to get them in the car. Let's get to bolting these boys in. They actually came on EK rails and sliders, so they are ready to just drop in the car and be done. So good in the car. Granted, this thing is an absolute freaking wreck. You can see all my wiring I've been doing over the last couple of days. This thing looks incredible in here. Let's find out how they feel. Get down in here. Oh, this. That's nice. I feel secure. Let me. Here we go, dude. I'm in this thing. I got working pedals now. I have a working clutch. I have a working brake. I have a working throttle. Let me fill you guys on what went on the interior. So we have a rough mock-up of our gauges. This is going to be a whole block off plate with all my start switches and fan switches and etc. here. We have our boost gauge, AM wideband, and our oil pressure gauge. We have our max peating rods, billet aluminum shifter box for the K series, which works just fine for the H. Down here we have an absolute freaking mess of nonsense that I had to go through and check pinouts and make sure all the wiring was correct because somebody had cut into it previously. This car was originally automatic, so you have to go into the wiring harness and cut it and do all kinds of whiz-bangery to make it manual. So in the harness you have the main harness, which runs to the engine, which is completely separated in the EK, which is different from the EGs, and you have the chassis harness, which runs into the dash, the lights, etc. I have an aftermarket Wireworks harness that unfortunately was cut into by the previous owner. I made sure to go through, check all my plugs. I actually have a factory harness that I cut all of the plugs that were messed up or broken or whatever, and so I actually spliced in correctly, soldered, and cleaned up and got the factory plugs back on all the sensors. I have pretty much every sensor plugged in. I think I need to do my knock sensor. I haven't gone underneath the engine to check any of those sensors. I'm just trying to fill you guys in on what's going on. I've been trying to get a lot of work done off camera because I know I don't want to drag it out any longer. This has been months and months and months progress. You know, I just, the big things are what I'm going to let you guys see. So we actually have power in the car now. I went through, once we got the harness connected, I can actually go turn on the battery. I can go connect the battery, turn on the key, and then my gauges light up, my dash lights up, all of that. I'm going to plug in my ECU today, cross your fingers that I have everything right and that I don't fry anything, to see if my fuel pump primes so we know we have fuel. And then after that, I have to get a 1/8 inch NPT PTFE steel braided line to extend my feed line for my turbo, get the correct fitting for the drain, plumb that, and then do my valve lash, get spark plugs, fluids, and we're basically ready for startup. Yeah, a little scared about that because I don't know if I built this thing right, and I would hate to start it and it knock. This is my first engine build. This is my first time going through all of this, so like, I'm really nervous about it. But in other news, we got comfortable seats now. We in here. The charger that's on the lift in front of me is getting finished up today, hopefully. So maybe Monday we can do my subframe brace and lower control arms. Whenever I did this, whenever I did the coilovers, I realized that the bushings in my control arms were absolutely clapped, so those need to go. Once I tore apart the front end, I realized that my inner and outer tie rods are bad, my ball joints are bad, I have a bad wheel bearing. So I'm just gonna go through, do new rotors, new pads, new inner and outer tie rods, new ball joints, new wheel bearings. My axles are just fine. This thing's getting a complete overhaul. Like, I keep fixing things and realizing other things are broken, and I'm doing this the right way. I'm doing it correctly. I'm doing it the way it should be done. I'm not trying to cut any corners. So in the end of the day, I have like full faith in the fact that my stuff works and it's not gonna torque steer and put me into a wall because I have a bad ball joint. Now I'm gonna jump outside, plug in the battery, and show you guys the dash display and all of the gauges and make sure, you know, you guys understand how everything works and that I can show you that everything works and that I took my time and made everything work. Let's do it. All right guys, here we have the dash display. Boop. We got lighting. This actually has a hyper gauge, whatever it is from back in the day, where you have this little switch, which I need to figure out a place for and make it right. But boom. Oh, you guys can't see it worth the damn, but it is green. Lights up green. And then as for the gauges here, I'm gonna turn the headlights off. As for these guys here, we have power to gauges and power to radio. Look at that. Now these actually will go in on the glow shift gauge here, okay? We can go in and change color. And you can do all kinds of little things like make it fade colors, make it change colors on its own. I don't care about all that. I just want to be able to see it. We have our AFR, which does its thing. And then the oil pressure gauge, which as well you can change color as well. All of that together looks pretty freaking sick. Now, radio's gonna be gone. Those gauges are gonna be there. I'm gonna have like start, fan, all of that here. And then I'm gonna move the radio into the glove box, so that's all like super clean and tucked away.